If y'all want to come up, feel free. But just keep in mind that this is being recorded, my loves. So if you don't want to be on here munching and crunching, and if you don't want your questions on display, I am putting out that disclaimer. Lizzie, like, I'm gonna speak. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, sis.
Hey, I was wondering, like, how are, because I'm an Aquarius moon, so I'm wondering, like, how does, like, it being the season of Aquarius even affect me?
Okay, give me a second. I'm an Aquarius moon as well and rising. So we're gonna talk about some things. If y'all wanna come up, feel free. I'm already on here munching myself, eating sour gummies. Hi, Keela.
Greetings.
Hello. So I do have some notes that I'm gonna be talking from, or I'm gonna use them as my guide rather. So if you all have any questions, feel free, but I'm gonna go into the discussion. Well, let me actually ping some more people in the room real quick. I'll make you guys moderators so that you can ping people too if you like. Give me 1 second. Hope everyone's doing okay today.
Absolutely.
I love to hear it. Well, just 1 second. I'm gonna ping some more people in real quick. And I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to revert back to it anytime you like. Alright, so I'm just asking everyone to mute their mics, and then I'm going to go into the discussion. Shout out to Jen. She's low-key the reason why I'm even doing this right now, because I was like, what? Like, Spirit was speaking through her, and I was like, you should talk about the Aquarius new moon. You should talk about all the planets. And I was like, what? I ain't even sat up straight in the bed yet today. So I had to get it together. I know that I have social and spiritual responsibilities, so I had to get going. So okay, I think that should be good enough for now, because like I said, this will be recorded. So let me go to my notes real quick. All right, so we got this Aquarius new moon. So of course that is the moon being in the sign of Aquarius, and that'll last for about a day or 2.5, something like that. That's typically how long the moon will stay in a sign, about a day or 2.5. So it is one of those quicker moving energies. Hey y'all, I'm talking to the people on Instagram too. So I'm like talking here on Clubhouse. I'm streaming on live here on Instagram, and I'm going to download this video and upload it to YouTube when I'm done. So let me go to my notes. I put that the Aquarius new moon, this is an opportunity not only for introspection, but also innovation in our spiritual journeys, in our methods of communication, on our outlooks on romance and all of our relationships, whether that is like a business relationship, a kinship, meaning like a family relation, a friendship, whether it's platonic or a romantic relationship. So we'll be finding new ways to stand out in our communities. So these are communities that we fit in, communities that we're a part of, and connections that we're a part of. However, we'll be thinking of our place in our communities and in our tribes and all of these things from a place of independence, from a place of self-assurance, even in a collective sense. So these energies, these intentions, these wants, these needs, these desires will be coming from you. You'll be the source, but essentially what comes from this energy will affect the collective. So for instance, like, I realized that my target audience has changed to people that want to learn. So I understand that I have all these resources. I have these spiritual tools. I do spiritual work. I make oils and cleansing baths and all that stuff. And I do readings. But in what way do I want to present all of that to the collective? Like, it is about me. It stems from me. But I'm thinking of everyone at the same time. But it's like I'm putting myself first. So I'm drawing back from like too much hands-on work, and I'm zoning in on like residuals and like e-products and things like that, e-courses and stuff like that, where I can reach multiple people even though there's only one me. This is so interesting. It's actually 2:34 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is like really letting me know that, you know, I'm taking the right steps, because that's one of my angel numbers, like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, or even 3, 4, 5. Those are like my lucky angel numbers. So something else. Hold on. What just happened? Okay, I guess Lizzie left. If you come up, just mute your mics for a second. So like I was saying, you know, there's several other things that I've been considering. You know, I'm tackling my relationship with money. I've called myself out, like, okay, I manifest big for my clients, my friends, my family, and all of that. But like, what does that mean for me? Like, how do I keep myself primary, but I'm thinking of how does that affect other people? So it's basically like I'm using my life force to bless other people, but how do I keep myself up to speed? How do I keep myself, you know, energetically clear? How do I keep my mental health in check and stuff, so that I can continue rather to bless other people? So I realized that, well, I'm not going to go too much into like what I found out about that by doing some shadow work with my relationship with money. But basically, I'm letting you guys know that I'm thinking about, how does this one thing in my life, how does it affect my clients? How does it affect children that I have yet to give birth to? How is this thing popping up in my love life? You know, I'm no longer accepting crumbs from any connection that I have. So that's really the energy that I'm on right now. So like I said, it's thinking of yourself, but how you affect people around you. So it's kind of like, it's one of those interesting energies. It's kind of like, it can be selfish to an extent, but it's not, because, you know, if I'm not up to speed, how can I be a decent spiritual advisor? How can I be a good sister? How can I be a good friend? How can I even be a good partner if I'm not where I need to be? So with that new moon energy, this is pretty much not necessarily taking on something new, so to speak, because you also have to remember that we have not typically come into the real new moon. If you ask someone like the spiritual OGs or people that's really, you know, heavily into their spiritual journey, they might tell you, well, the real new year is in the spring, you know, spring equinox, all these things. So it's not necessarily pushing myself to give birth to something new, or pushing myself to release a new project or something like that. Is really, how can I fine tune? How can I restructure? How can I redefine where I already am and the things that I already have my hands on? I also want to talk about the Aquarius stellium, or some people might say stellium. I like to say stellium. So we have not had this energy since February of 1962. So what a stellium is, and y'all, if you've ever had a conversation with me about, you know, natal charts and all this stuff, you may have heard me say this term. So what a stellium is some people might say 3, some people might say 4. I'm just going to say 3. 3 or more planetary energies, or planetary bodies, whether, because I want to say, you know, the sun and the moon, they're not typically planets, but they are planetary bodies. So 3 or more planetary bodies being in the same sign. Like, for instance, I am a Scorpio stellium, so I have, I think, 4 or 5 Scorpio placements in my birth chart. Well, the world as a collective, we have 6 planetary bodies in the sign of Aquarius. So we have this new moon that's in Aquarius. The sun, of course, is in Aquarius. We've got Saturn in Aquarius. This Mercury retrograde is in Aquarius. Jupiter is in Aquarius. And Venus is also in Aquarius. So What does that mean for everybody? This is a huge collective and generational shift of energy. This energy is also fixed, meaning that it's unwavering, it's unmovable, it is what it is. It's that black or white, no gray area type of energy. So the intentions that you set this week could definitely carry over to many days, weeks, months, and years. This is heavy air energy, so this is like mental energy, mercurial type of energy. Now Aquarius is not Mercury. Aquarius is actually Saturn and Uranus, but air is like a Mercury type of thing. So this is air energy. This is very mentally stimulating energy. So that's probably why, some of us are experiencing anxiety. We have all these thoughts and ideas that we want to, share with other people. But of course, with Mercury being in retrograde, we have to be mindful of the things that we say, of the decisions that we make and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. This is huge futuristic favor. So if you've been wondering why, friends, family members, whatever the case may be from the past or even from the present, why kind of like your energy is focusing away from those things, or why you might be a little bit more indifferent than you normally would be, it's because of Aquarius energy. Aquarius is known to be standalone energy, but even in being individualistic, it's still effective. It's still affecting the collective. So the energies that we will be experiencing is, overall breaking free of constructs on a regular. So you might feel like, you're just constantly undoing, or constantly, making something over or going back to the drawing board, and that's okay. Aquarian energy is also rebellious. So we are breaking free of the box that we've been kept in, whether we've been keeping ourselves stuck in places or we've boxed ourselves in, or whether our friends and other family members have kept us boxed in. So to give you an example, I have an ex who he's still in love with the college girl me, and that me is like so far gone, like she's gone, you know what I'm saying? And even growing up, I have been sheltered a lot. So I've been told, this is what you should do. Or, like my mom, she put me in every type of sport that you can think of. Literally, I played basketball, I played volleyball, I was a cheerleader, majorette dancer. I was a part of the step team. I ran cross country and track. Just a lot of stuff. She put me in ballet and all that stuff too, and piano lessons, but none of those things were things that I was interested in. Hey y'all on Instagram, hey y'all. So none of those things were things that I was interested in. That was a box that was placed on me. Those are things that were projected on me by someone that I love. So with this new moon coming, this is really a moment of clearing that emotional fog. Like basically the message that's been constantly coming up for me is, I no longer have permission to blame anyone else for where I am in my life. I have to take full responsibility for the individual that I am. And now that I have this spiritual business and I have these clients and I have this content that I'm working on, I have spiritual and social responsibility. So yes, I have to think of myself, but how does getting myself together affect the collective? Y'all give me 1 second. If y'all want to come up, feel free to raise your hand. I'm like going back and forth between the screen and my notes. So this new moon is going to give us the space and opportunity to reignite those personal passions and desires that we've had, things that you may have forgotten about. Maybe as a child you wanted to be a makeup artist, and now 30 years later you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this. It was a childish, frivolous dream to me then, but I lost track of that. I lost sight of that. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to do. So this new moon is giving us space to do that. So we're also detaching from too many emotional endeavors. And that's not just to detach like, oh, this person, that ex did me dirty, I'm about to detach from him. It's bigger than that. We're detaching from a place of improvement instead of detaching with resentment, or detaching because, I feel a certain way and I'm detaching because it's the right. This is basically, I'm detaching because it's the right thing to do for me in order to get work done for myself and others. So then with the sun, because I'm going to go through each planetary body that's in the sign of Aquarius right now. We got the sun. So when you think of someone who has their sun placement in Aquarius, what do you think? Like in general, I'm not talking about like good or bad, but they're very unique. They're individualistic. Like they're confident in who they are, or even if they're not confident, they just are who they are, whether I have friends behind this personality or not, because I'm also Aquarius moon and rising. So when the sun is in Aquarius, for all of us, this is like our focus is shifting. The sun is conscious energy. Conscious is like known energy. It's that energy that you really can't hide. So maybe when the sun was in Capricorn, perhaps you were still keeping yourself constructed or limited in certain ways, because it's a new year, but of course you can't get rid of energies overnight just because we had a new year. So with the sun being in Aquarius, this is us being conscious of ourselves, conscious of our career goals, in other ways that don't keep us stuck, because you got to remember Aquarius is also rebellious energy. My mom used to say this all the time when I was growing up, like, you are so rebellious, and I never understood what she meant, because I'm just like, well, you don't let me do anything, so how am I being rebellious? But what she meant was, no matter how much I try to tell you what to wear, or like really, basically, I was her first child and she was a young mom, so she wanted me to be a certain way. She wanted to live through me vicariously. But I am my own person. And by me being my own person, that is going to affect people around me, even people that are not around me. So this is basically that type of energy, like, okay, if I'm gonna get it out the mud, it might as well be my mud. If I'm gonna get stuck in the mud, it might as well be because I put this mud here. I created this. Or if I gotta bite the dust, it's because I caused the windstorm, not because, I'm still blaming my mom and dad from when I was a baby, or I'm still holding on to what that ex did to me. This is all about me. Essentially, I'm the source of everything that's going on in my life. So we're coming back into a place where, our confidence is coming back up. Our self-awareness, our knowing of ourselves and how we relate to the public is basically, and so they also call Aquarius the water bearer. So it makes sense what I was about to say. Is basically, my cup, I'm making sure my cup is full, and then I'm releasing it to others. So we're coming back into that confidence. We're breaking free from restriction and constructs, especially the things that we've been stuck in from 2020, because 2020 was a 4-year, and 4 years are about foundation, structure, the home life and family and stuff like that. And this year of 2021 is a 5-year. So that's change. That's a little rebellion. It's travel, it's movement, it's breaking free. It's uprooting. Maybe I planted that seed in 2020. I accepted that, okay, we're on lockdown and the pandemic and all this other stuff. But now it's like, okay, this is life right now. How can I make this work for me? How can I kind of maneuver around these energies and make it work for myself? A lot of us are coming out of hiding. We're reconnecting with ourselves and others. And we're focusing on ourselves as individuals for the sake of the collective. So it's coming from you, but it's being spread to the collective. This is also a time for practical improvement and practical magic. Yes, you can attract all day and affirm all day, but what are you going to do practically? What are you going to do logically? You know what I'm saying? Are you just going to use your hands to cry to the skies, or are you going to get to work, basically, is what that is. To give you guys another example of how that's manifested in my life with the sun in Aquarius, I was actually blocked on Facebook for 30 days. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing wrong. Like, all I posted was that I had some wholesale vendors and some type of way I got blocked. And I'm sure somebody reported me or something like that. But the point is, Spirit sees it different. I needed that break. I needed to get serious. I needed to use the sun and Capricorn energy to get serious and get real about my life. Now, I'm unblocked. And it's like, in that time, I had to really think about using my Facebook platform intentionally. I can no longer just post whatever I want to post and all that. I got enemies watching, I got potential investors watching, I got my clientele on there. So I have to reflect on that love-hate relationship that I have with social media and say, hey, this is a tool. This is not my diary. You know what I'm saying? I just can't be on here willy-nilly saying whatever I want to say. This is not just a poster board where I can put whatever I want to, put out there and move on with my life. I have to think about what I post. So then we have Saturn, the planet of Saturn being in Aquarius. And Saturn is like discipline. It can be restriction. It can be, the harder way, the hard knock life. But essentially, those methods, those experiences teach us things. It's like that loving parental energy. Yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass. but afterwards, you're gonna learn something from that. And you're gonna be like, I don't want to get my ass whooped in that way no more. So with Saturn being in Aquarius, this is unconventional energies that are still backed by rationale, still backed by order. Yeah, you can cut up, but respectfully. Yes, things are changing. No, this is not temporary. This is like an order in the court. And this is the type of energy where it's like, when you watch, or if you've ever been in court and they have the jury, hopefully I'm saying that right, the jury that helps, come to the verdict. But Saturn in Aquarius is like, no, I said order in the court. I don't need the jury. I said what I said. I said what I said. And to give you another example, so in my birth chart, Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. So I want to consider all sides of things. And I have my Libra and Mercury. So I want to make sure that things are harmonious. And, should I do this? Should I do that? Constantly going back and forth. That's not going to work. I can still keep that dual method of thinking before setting things in stone. But this energy, Saturn in Aquarius, is more like a parent giving you a curfew when you ain't even stayed out late. Hopefully that makes sense. And we can take a break and y'all can unmute if you like, but that's kind of what that energy is. It's like putting yourself on a financial plan, although you haven't overspent. So it's not like, it's basically setting things in stone before anything happens. You know what I'm saying? Not waiting until something happens and then taking action after the fact. So let me know if y'all following with me. We got, like I said, we got 6 or 7 of these planetary bodies in the sign of Aquarius. So I'm gonna take a break real quick, but y'all following me? We good? Any questions? All right, okay, we can keep going. All right, so then we have Mercury retrograde, okay? I know somebody's cringing right now. So Mercury, that is our communication, that's our decision making, that's writing, speaking, all of those things. So when Mercury is in retrograde, this is like a relax, relate, release type of energy. But Mercury is still in Aquarius, so it's like, once again, it's about you, but it ain't about you. I'm making decisions for us. So just like when I was on live last night and I was telling my clients and my supporters, I was like, y'all, Tap In Tuesday is not going to be free anymore. I can't do it. Like, my ancestors are fed up. I'm fed up. I'm constantly getting burnt out. But once again, if I want to be a decent spiritual advisor, a decent sister, friend, cousin, partner, whatever the case may be, I have to make these decisions. This is also the time to protect your ideas. Protect your ideas. Be mindful what y'all saying here on Clubhouse. I'm seeing people pitching their ideas and their business plans to all these big ballers and shot callers. Ain't nobody signed a non-disclosure form. Nothing. We just out here. So protect your ideas, protect your energy, protect your tangibles. When you talk about protection, you want to protect your energy and your tangibles. You want to protect your business income and your business. You want to protect your home and your car. So your work, your intentions, your magic, and your energy, all these things are coming from you, but how is it affecting the collective, and how can I protect these things before I put my foot in my mouth or before I move too quick? In what ways does the energy or the variety of energies that I'm experiencing, how do all these things align together? So if you know me, you know that I have 3 businesses. I got the spiritual world, I have the brand fairy, and I have birthday cake beauty. How can all of those things come together? Well, I got to decide, like, what's my target audience? You know, I'm always going to go for people who are either spiritual like me or they're open-minded. So in what ways can all these align together? Like the next part of my career will be becoming a doula. So I will have, you know, let's just say, for instance, like a mom who runs a business and she's 7 months pregnant, and she's one of my doula clients. And so, you know, I'm gonna make sure she has a mommy makeover. That's birthday cake beauty. I'm gonna make sure that she has some sound healing or some emotional support. You know, that's the spiritual world side of things. And then if she has a business or something that she's working on, I can help her with that too, all in the process. So again, how does the variety of energies, the several things I have my hands on, how can all of these things come together? And it's not to say that everyone has to merge their business. Like for now, my businesses are going to stay 3 separate entities, but I'm going to bring them together under one umbrella LLC or one, you know, business filing. So this is huge life altering energy. It's newness, it's fresh energy, new business ventures, new wants and needs and relationships, newness in the ways in which, you know, we embody our life purpose. So I understand that, you know, I have this spiritual responsibility as a spiritual advisor or public figure or whatever name that you want to put on it. But what ways can I take something that I've already had going on and redefine and restructure it and kind of, you know, get it together, organize it a little bit? So then we have the planet of Jupiter also in Aquarius. So Jupiter is, you know, the first thing people think about is money, luck, prosperity, and it is those things, but it's also health. It's also education. Those are also ways in which we can expand. So the real blessings are going to come through educating ourselves. The real blessing is going to come through knowledge. And abundance is going to come from reinvention. Remember I said, you know, the real new year is not here yet. So, you know, if you've been having some trouble getting something new off the ground, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. You know, take it easy. So, yeah, we have to remember that, you know, we still have to experience that real new year. So this is not necessarily the time to, I mean, if it goes with it, if it's flowing right, go for it. But I would highly recommend for new projects, even if it's like a rebrand or something like that, save it till the end of the month when Mercury is out of retrograde. But again, we're expanding through innovation. Jupiter is expansion, is growth. We're expanding through innovation. We're expanding through technology. There's some people who are not very tech savvy, but they're learning a little bit because they realize, like, okay, I'm always going to have this business. I'm always going to have this desire to strive for A, B, and C. How can I kind of tweak it a little bit so that I can reach the people that I need to reach? A lot of us have been working with Clubhouse. It's an auditory app, auditory, instead of being, you know, on video. So that's been very helpful to a lot of us who, you know, just have our days when we just don't want to be on camera, or we just like that. We don't want to be on camera. So this is the way to expand through innovation and being futuristic, thinking of the future. We also have Venus in the sign of Aquarius. A lot of people are like, Venus is love, Venus is love. Well, the ASTRO OGs that I follow tell me, and I believe this, you know, Venus is not necessarily love. Venus is attraction. Venus is romance. Venus is the aesthetics of it all. So just because something looks good, feels good, smells good, sounds good, does not necessarily mean that it's good. So with Venus being in the sign of Aquarius, our dynamics on relationships are changing. We're kind of like, okay, I kind of see how, you know, I think I can see now where my communication has been a little bit jacked in my relationships. Or I can see how I've kind of been a little smothering. Or I can see how I have been really closed off in my relationships. You know, I'm not just hollering, I want love, no, I'm really, really thinking about it. Like, actually, let me chill for a minute. Let me look at some things differently. When Venus is in Aquarius, that's kind of like it's a quirky type of love. It's a mental type of love. So it's like, yeah, I love you, but I gotta get this bread. Yeah, I love you, but I'm gonna give you space to do what you need to do, and I'm gonna give myself space to do what I need to do. I'm no longer thinking like, okay, well, you know, like I said, I'm just so comfortable with this person, or, you know, well, it was better when we were together because then, you know, we can pay bills together. It's no longer relying on codependency or complacency or convenience. It's taking a step back and looking at our relationships through a logical eye. It can also be, how do I spend my money? How in what ways have I been a little bit irrational, like, oh, I'm mad at my ex, let me fucking chop my hair and dye it blonde. You know what I'm saying? That's not Venus Aquarius energy. Venus in Aquarius is still love, but it's love. It's like that rebellious love. It's love like, I love myself and I love you as two individuals. And I understand the ways in which that comes together. Jupiter and Venus are also conjunct. So these two planets are working together to bring us an extra wave of luck and extra favor in our lives. Like I said earlier, y'all, this is like a very, very mentally intriguing time. It's very mentally invoking. So grounding is very important, because there's an abundance of mental energy. You know, you got all these thoughts and you got all these ideas and these plans, and it's just like, whoa, I'm getting overwhelmed. So take this time to think about, you know, am I prepared for the things that I've been asking for? Am I prepared for the things that I've been working on? When Spirit gives me that extra push, am I going to be on go, or am I still going to be stuck? Am I ready to commit, or am I ready to let go? A lot of business owners are going to realize, I got too much on my hands, too much on my plate. Maybe I should be an investor instead of the actual, you know, face behind the business. How am I approaching and resolving things that I have ignored? You know, if it's my passions, if it's my place in the world, whatever it may be, how can I approach those things in a new light to actually get some resolution, instead of finding myself constantly repeating the same patterns and cycles? So hopefully all those things make sense to you guys. I'm going to take this video and upload it to YouTube. Just to give you guys some ideas about rituals that you can do. Me, myself personally, I'll be honest, for the last year or two, I have consciously made the decision to work more with the sun rather than the moon. So I'm not going to sit here and lie like I've been doing moon rituals and all this stuff. I haven't. I've really been working with the sun energy. But with me having Aquarius moon and Aquarius rising, Spirit's like, you're gonna work this moon, I tell you what. So that's where I'm at with that. But if you're the type of person that likes to do candle work, that's awesome. A couple colors that Spirit gave me for candle colors for you guys, or for us rather, is blue, purple, red, green, and yellow. Blue is good for communication, intuition, living your truth, and things like that. Purple is one of those royal, authentic colors. Red, that's good for passion, courage, taking action. Green, that's good for matters of the heart as well as the red. But green is more so about your health, prosperity, and things like that. And then yellow is good for enlightenment, good for being seen, good for, you know, being more approachable and really stepping into your star power, you know, owning your shine. So whatever you do today, make sure that it's a mental ritual. I would highly advise that you leave your feelings at the front door and think logically. So yes, these are matters and desires of the heart, but we're manifesting in logical, rational ways. You know, break those goals down into more smaller, reachable goals. And, you know, do a lot of writing, scripting, planning, affirming, speak your affirmations, and, you know, make decisions. So remember, this is practical magic energy. So that's all I have for you guys. If y'all have any questions, let me know, or any comments. We can discuss. I am by no means an astro guru. It's just something that I love and I've kind of picked up very quickly. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Because like I said, my target audience is changing. I'm tired of just doing readings. I love doing readings, but it's become so easily accessible. And, you know, the value is depreciating because we don't really know what type of awesome tool that we have. So I'm ready to expand beyond readings. So that's where I'm at with things. Oh, go ahead, Lizzie.
No, because I was about to ask about a reading. Remember you said you're going to start doing past life readings?
Mm-hmm. And I actually, when I finish this, I'm going to do the unboxing video of these past life oracle cards. And then I'll be ready for you guys that want to be my little guinea pigs. Like, you can, you know, donate whatever you want to donate. But it's going to help me just... Really, Spirit is really, like, pushing me to tap back into my mediumship. I was telling Jen the other day, I was like, man, I used to do mediumship readings all the time where I would talk to descended loved ones. But my clients would get so hype about the messages and I would be left without a review. And that really, like, that just messed me up, you know? And it's like, that's something that I had to deal with. It had nothing to do with who I am as a reader, or, you know, it wasn't as invalidating as I took it. Like Jen said, the review is within you. So I really thank you for that information.
I think that's very important. How do you leave reviews?
You can email it to me. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's the same name as my Cash App up here. But yeah, you can do that.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. Or, you know, you got my number too, so you can text me. I don't mind. The only thing is, like,
Good to know.
Yeah.
I remember you saying it the first time I met you, but then it left my mind because I didn't even know how to do it. But yeah, I'm going to do it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And also, you guys, I'm going to be doing a ritual today because I feel so strongly about this moon because it's in my natal placement, and I'm damn near in Aquarius. To be honest, I'm a Virgo sun, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising, and I'm a Scorpio stellium, but that Aquarius moon and rising is very prominent in my life. So I'm going to do a manifesting ritual today, and I'm allowing donations. The minimum donation is $25, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did put that on Twitter and Instagram. So, you know, you can donate as much or as little as you like. The minimum is just $25, and I do take petitions, so you will have to sit down, get clear and concise about what it is you're manifesting, and within reason, or, you know, with consideration of all the things that I've named. Like, you know, for instance, if I'm just throwing it out there, if you're a writer, you know, how can I empower myself through my writing but also prepare to share it? Because a lot of times we do all this stuff and we create content and we just sit on it and just sit on our information. We got to share it. So if any of you guys want to take part in that, feel free to hit me up. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram because this it's not on my website. But if I got to do y'all petitions, I'm going to charge y'all. So I'm good at them. But this is your life. So if y'all have any questions or commentary, let me know.
My bad. I was quiet because I'm over here writing a review. I'm going to do that in a little bit after the room is over. I did a ritual last night. I was really excited about it, even though I think the new moon wasn't until like 1:45 p.m. today. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to wait a little bit. I'm like, so thirsty to do it because I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah. Go for it, girl.
Especially just being, you know, Aquarius season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's going to be real good. And like I said, the energy is definitely going to carry over for some time. We have not had so many planetary bodies in the sign of Aquarius since 1962.
That is amazing. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Adrian.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
I'm trying to think.
So
I wasn't here, so what are some things that was like popping off in the 60s? It was very like whimsical energy. I know that much. Like
it was very much free and wild then.
So yeah, it's time for that. It's a 5 year, so it's time for some change. We might experience a little bit of drama, but it's all, for the growth of ourselves and others, teaching us a lot about ourselves and others.
Hello, Ebony. It's so funny. My cousin calls me Ebony off of the place, but not in a bad way. My cousin used to work in this club, and then I came along as her little cousin. And they used to call me. I'm like, I do not want to be called Ebony.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is funny.
Is anybody else in the room have Aquarius placements so you feel a little bit closer to the new moon tonight?
I'm surprised Adrian ain't came up. He's not Aquarius, but I was like, got you, sis. What's up, Adrian?
I was actually on your Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, then I acted up, so I came back to Clubhouse. But yeah, no, I don't have any like Aquarius in my chart at all.
Okay. What do you think about this new moon and this Aquarius stellium that we're all experiencing?
I've been kind of considering, this moon as a more so like I call it like a shadow of the moon for the one that's coming up around Ostara. It's kind of like planting those seeds, especially inside of the mind, to have it reflect in your external reality, bringing in some form of external stimulus to break up patterns that you've been experiencing, and using that as a way to propel yourself off your current platform that you're on right now.
Y'all heard that? I don't know if y'all heard that.
Wait, repeat it, because I was just reading something about the new moon tonight. My bad. I'm sorry, Adrian.
Well, I've been using this opportunity to look at, I kind of see this moon particularly as a shadow moon and compared to the one that's coming up during Ostara. When we look at it, I'm looking at a way to plant seeds, especially in the mind, to reflect in your external reality and bringing in some sort of stimulus to break up patterns to help propel you from your current platform to somewhere new.
Ooh, I like that. It's funny you said breaking up patterns, because I just made myself a schedule so I can break some of the patterns that I have. Like even the smallest things like eating late or not being as productive as I can be. Because, Kiki, I want to write a book.
Yeah.
So I've been doing some freestyle writing lately, just writing whatever comes to mind or, conversations the characters in my book might be having. But I was like, we have to have a schedule, Carlos, because you have to have some pre-planned time to write. And plan CC of that.
Adrian, when you say Ostara, tell us about that. That's another form of astrology, right? Well, not the term itself.
Ostara, it's like a pagan Sabbath.
Okay.
So you have that in the spring in March. We just actually passed a Sabbath envelope. That was in February or early February. But when you look at Ostara, you look at, the idea of the return of the goddess.
I like that.
That's really what you're looking at. God is coming back in her fruitful stage.
I like that.
When you look at Persephone returning, and being able to plant those seeds, cultivate a certain level of harvest, because usually during the spring, summer months, those are really the time of reaping. And since we are in February, now we're picking up on the pattern of being in that cycle of going in to reap or to harvest and then reap, because you have to remember, in the winter, the land is still barren. So even when you plant seeds, they're still going to remain dormant until a fresh watering comes. So, when we go and see this, we see these water signs coming in after Aquarius. We're going to start seeing, as long as you plant the seeds now, when the water starts to come, those seeds will grow into whatever you've been planting.
Thank you so much for that. That makes a lot of sense. That's dope.
Yeah. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see in the upcoming months how people have structured their reality, and that's why I did like when you spoke about the proactive discipline.
Right.
That has been quite necessary in regards to spiritual practices, especially now. Is that level of proactive discipline.
So that makes sense. So it's like, like I said, it's all this mental energy, and we've got all these ideas, and probably want to have a lot of conversations and make a lot of plans, but gaining some structure in all of that, like allowing yourself this creative energy and room to flow, but doing it within reason, doing it with logic, even having the discipline to rest. Like, oh my God, I am still mastering the art of rest. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense for my Mercury mind. Like, for me being a Virgo sun, that Mercury energy, which is like doing, traveling, talking, planning, writing, like I want to do that like all day long. And it's like, Spirit has been knocking me out, like punching me in the chest. Like, if you don't fucking rest, I said rest. So, yeah. I am learning, because I don't want to be knocked down for several days at a time and for a week and all of that. So I'm learning to hey, have some balance.
See, I think the problem too with having that Mercury energy is that our version of resting is like plotting. So, the moment we like go into like that rest period, it's like, okay, what's the plan? So it's not even like truly resting. It's like becoming tactful and like making a plan and providing an avenue. Mm-hmm. So when we get out of that rest period, I kind of consider for Mercury individuals as probation. After that probationary period,
I'm on probation.
Come out full blast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hi, Therian. Hi, Toby.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, Lizzie. You so awesome. Thank you for that.
I love that fro and that shirt, Toby. I be looking at people's profile pics because that's all we got here in the voice.
Adrian is an ancestor himself. Always mess with him. Hey, Toby. I think I added you. Okay, there we go. Hey, how are you?
Hey, thanks. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you. I just got in the room, so I want to continue to listen to what you all are saying, but I am really being mindful of this new moon and working on my goals and my manifestations. I heard people talking about rest, which is something I'm also working on. And something that has helped is a lot of times rest would be hard for me because I would procrastinate a lot and then rush to finish certain projects, whether I loved them or dreaded them. And so that rest felt like it carried that same kind of anxious energy. So I've been really working on like scheduling, like making like my rest truly a part of my lifestyle. And like, this is my time to sit and do nothing. Like, and also planning my other work so that it doesn't feel like I am wasting away something, or that I am forgetting work that I also committed to. So that's something I'm working on in general. But around this new moon, I'm working on financial resiliency and powerful financial energy. I've been improving my relationship with money and worthiness around money and care and resources and support in general. So that's something that I'm really marinating on right now, and I look forward to hearing what else y'all have to share. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thanks for sharing yourself. We appreciate it.
Right? That's good. That's good, Toby. Sounds like you really harnessing in on some balance. Like, oh my God, I don't know. I coming out of this whole thing like, oh, I can't afford to rest. Da, 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 da. Like, oh, you better fit it in your budget then, because if not,
Fits it in.
you're gonna be in energetic debt and all types of other debt, owing people orders and owing people work and stuff. And honestly, that's something that I'm clearing up right now, because like I literally, like, y'all, it's like Spirit will tell me to rest, and I'm like, okay, I did it for an hour or I did it for a day, and sometimes it's deeper than that. And so not to change the flow of the room, this could be a triggering thing, but I just had a family loss probably like a week or two ago, and I don't know, it's just like I was telling my friends and my supporters the other day, grievance does not manifest for me in a traditional way, or how other people have kind of, once again, it's that boxing in. It's like, no, I'm not, just because I'm not like weeping and wallowing every day does not mean that I'm not still gravitating towards, like, moving through those energies. Like, it manifests as me as like disassociation and detaching, just going into hermit mode without saying anything to anyone, and like that's like not okay. So it's like I'm learning all of these things, and once again, it's you are the source. We're all like the water bearer right now, which is the Aquarius, the water bearer. That's probably why some people think it's a water sign. We bear the water, but once we have, felt out how does the water feel, how cold is it, how warm is it, what way is it flowing, then we release it and share it with others. So just making sure that I am where I need to be mentally, physically, and spiritually as an individual, because I have those responsibilities and I'm going to be pouring out of that cup. So if my cup is dry, I ain't got nothing to give.
I think that's sometimes how we can get into or we as people, I'm saying, can go into another part of it where we become like energy suckers and still wanting to be engaging but not having the capacity, and then sometimes draining others with our whatever kind of challenging thoughts or friction that we might be carrying.
That's
That's
true.
why you gotta make sure your cup is full.
Hello. So I don't want to be dry and stale and stank when I'm on my live streams and doing my readings and stuff like that. So, that's stuff to be mindful of. And I think just as a
Hi, Matthew.
hey, I think just like thinking of it as like an Aquarius individual.
I mean, even when your cup is full, you don't want people to take your water.
Right. Let me give it to you. Don't just take it. Don't just.
Sometimes you do have to establish those boundaries after you've done the work to elevate yourself in such a way to where you're not willing to tolerate the same things you used to tolerate.
Mm-hmm. And I was just saying, like, if you just think of
That's for sure. I feel like I'm actually I'm a Sag, and I'm a person that's
talking, but my mic is muted.
And constant doing, which was like a big lesson for me of last year. And I laugh at myself because I'm like, this healing and just different things that I've tried to practice. I laugh and be like, you're creating a monster, because I'm enjoying rest, and I don't see myself giving it up anytime soon. And I'm really happy to be able to say that, because I definitely didn't have a healthy relationship with rest or pause or calm, and whether physically or energetically. And so I kind of am, as new things come into my life, it is being prioritized and it's being organized around my rest and around things that that pertain to that, so that I don't get out of balance how I have before. And it's all day by day, but that is something that I'm working towards. And even about the cup being full, I think the cup is full for us, and then that overflow is what we can pour pull from. So sometimes I know I'm like, okay, my cup is full, and now it's time to like empty it, and it's like, no, that it can stay full, and you can let that overflow be what is what you share with others, so that you don't get back into this relationship with being in a deficit constantly, at least.
Facts. Like, you see how we're all like, we're talking about, us as the source, but still thinking of how that affects other people. Like, if you think of a traditional, just say an Aquarius sun person, I think that a lot of them don't really realize, because they're so used to being different and being unique, and sometimes being alienated. But Aquarius placements, we don't really think about traditionally, like, our place in the collective. Like, yeah, we're doing all these things individually, or we might be setting trends, or being weird, being quirky, whatever, being the odd one out, or whatever. But the Aquarius suns that I have experienced, like, a lot of them have that energy, but it's like, dang, you don't even realize, just by me being in your presence, how you have blessed me, or what you've taught me, or the effect that you've had on me. So it is that energy for all of us. Matthew, you wanna chime in?
How y'all doing? I heard somebody say my name earlier. I was like on another app, so I didn't hear. I don't know who said hi, whatever. I just want to say hi back. You know what I'm saying?
It was Lizzie.
It was me. I like to acknowledge
Hey.
people for coming into the room.
Alright, thank how you doing? But yeah, the Aquarius moon, I don't even know what that really means, to be honest. I think it, cause like I seen it on Instagram, but I like looked at it and looked away. But I know it's like Mercury retrograde and Aquarius too, and like my this retrograde going crazy for me right now. Like, everything was cool, and then shit just blew up out of nowhere. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now, to be honest.
So, like, in what ways have things blown up? Not to get all in y'all business, but like relationships, or maybe like the things that you wanted to do, or just maybe a combination of all those things.
Listen, the story, listen, bro, like, the story I would tell y'all, like, y'all would not even believe me, like, y'all would just think it's like I would be living, bro, like, I live, like, alright, so I live in Philly,
Okay.
so I live with, like, 3 roommates. I live with, like, I live near, like, a college campus, so I got, like, roommates and stuff, and one of my roommates, alright, so I'm gonna just give you background on one of my roommates. She was born during a Mercury retrograde. Like, she was literally born during Mercury retrograde in 2001.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, she is, like, literally bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, like, that shit went, like, really haywire last week. Because, like, bro, like, I got a call from my other roommate, like, and my whole house was just flipped up. And, like, I literally thought, like, we got robbed or something. But, like, she was just going crazy and just, like, flipped everything. And, like, it's just like, yo, now I'm living with a crazy person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, every time I come home, I feel like I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of what happened.
I understand. Thank you for being open and vulnerable with us. How, as we're all here, what can we advise to Matthew to protect his energy, and being that he has to share this space right now, it is what it is, what can we advise him on?
Well, the first question I have is, are you going to surrender or stand your ground?
Oh no, I'm standing my ground. I'm standing 10 toes. She not breaking through my veil. But it's just like, I don't want to have to do, like, we was cool, like, just before that, we was cool 2 days before that. Like, we was sitting there watching people build boats and stuff, and it's just like, how you go from that to this, and you saying fuck me and all this stuff, like, it's just like, I feel betrayed and all this, like, I'm like, yo, like, how, I be feeling like, yo, like, people can't even get healed, like what can we do to, like, to save these people? But it's not really much you can do to save them.
Right, it's not our job. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what I have to learn, I guess. Not to save people.
Man, I've had that problem. What do you have to say, Adrian?
Yeah, because the biggest thing is if you stand your ground, you have to then see what's in your control.
Mm-hmm. As well as what's not.
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, I don't know if you use certain spiritual tools like crystals and meditation music and stuff like that, but just, first and foremost, understand that, like, basically retract from the projection a little bit and understand that it's coming to you because you're there, but this energy is not necessarily for you. This person is going through their own experiences and transits, and so first and foremost, I would just recommend in your free time that you kind of just and without, you don't have to talk necessarily to her, but just spending a little time in meditation or prayer and just really forgiving the situation first and foremost, and just kind of stepping back, because like I was saying, Venus, the sign of Venus is in Aquarius right now, so it's kind of like thinking of your relationships from a logical point of view, and understanding that first and foremost. But there's probably some different things, like, of course, I might want to just give her space, but there's some different things that you can do in the home to just kind of like I say, putting yourself first, but still understanding your place in all of this. And maybe you do have to be the vessel without directly interacting with her, but being the bigger person and say, okay, I'm gonna try my best to make the home as peaceful as possible because I have to share this space with her, and just being understanding of what it is she's going through, even if it doesn't make sense to you. But what do y'all have to, what would y'all recommend? And I like to play like binaural beats.
Sage the house.
Huh?
Sage the house.
Sage the house. Right.
We definitely gonna do that.
Hit your floors with some Florida water. Man, put some oranges and lemons and limes in there, and just do your part to, like I say, protect Matthew's energy, and also being a vessel in the home, because that's more than likely why and I'm laughing, but lightly. I'm not laughing at the situation. I just
No, it's cool. I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate it. You can laugh at it, because like I'm at a laughing point now. It's like you know what I'm saying, that's really what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, but yeah, I appreciate the advice, because like I don't really like, talking about my problems, because I be feeling like I be just throwing stuff at people. You know what I'm saying? And because like people do that to me, like, why are you throwing all this energy at me? You know
right. Right.
I appreciate y'all for listening.
Oh yeah, so I had to buy a whole case of selenites or sticks, and I put them everywhere when I used to share a space. So it's like by the time they made it to the room, into the apartment, they would have decreased their energetic attachments by the time they made it.
Oh, what's that? What's that called? Cellulite?
Selenite.
Oh, felinite.
No, selenite.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What is it? SELENITE? Black tourmaline is good too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how deep you are with the whole spiritual thing, but there's an energy. It's not a deity. It's literally like an elemental energy. It's called the wild violet flame, and you can look that up on Google maybe, and you can play different meditations, or you can actually call on that energy yourself. But basically, that energy is for transmuting other energies. And I don't know why, just intuitively, like, spirit just keeps repeating, like, forgive her, forgive the situation, like, forgive it. I forgot what else I was going to... Oh, when you're taking showers or taking baths, you can literally imagine those heavy energies just rolling off of you and going down a drain. And also calling your energy back to you day and night. When you wake up, before you go to sleep, I'm calling my energy back to me cleansed and cleared. I'm calling my energy back to me untainted, things like that. Imagining a white light around you. It was to the point, y'all, where one time the energies was so heavy, like the way that I had to do my protection meditation, I literally had to imagine like this bulletproof brick house being built around me, and just imagining everything. Y'all, it's 3:33. How ironic is that? But just imagining anything, bad words, bad vibes, bullets, anything, like literally anything negative trying to come towards me and bouncing right off that energetic brick house that I built around myself. So I was working with like black bricks, but you know, it could be white, it could be black, gold, any of those things. It will make a huge difference. I'm also going to change my profile. Oh snap, I can't do it because I'm doing it from my iPad. But if you DM me on my Instagram, I'll send you these 2 prayers that someone shared with me. Her name is Melissa Knight, and she's like an Akashic practitioner. Like, she deals a lot with like past life stuff, but it's basically prayers to rid outside influences, and it's another prayer for forgiveness and stuff like that. So those 2 prayers alone have moved energy that physically or spiritually I was unable to. So I'll be more than glad to share that with you or anyone else that needs it. Hey Siobhan, how are you?
Yeah, I just DM'd you.
Okay, cool. I'll send you those.
And then, you know, if it goes to the extreme, take you some hot butt powder and lay it at her door. Take some foundation on it, know the door knob, and you know.
And I was gonna say too, you might want to just start journaling these things. Like, I mean, it's not like she's like purposely, hopefully not purposely fucking with you, but you know, keep you a little journal. On this day, this had happened, just in case it's a situation where, you know, due to her mental status, she needs to be like taken out of that living situation. Because it sounds like, I don't know, are you in college or?
Oh no, I'm not in college. But it's just like I live in a college campus type.
Okay, got you. I've lived in one of those, and it can be very cool, and it can also be very not. So yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely need to get back into my like spiritual practices, because I just been like fading away from it. I don't know. I just be busy.
You gotta make time to protect your energy.
Oh yeah, because you know, I was big on everyone. I was up during ritual. You know, highly vulnerable in states of arrest. So sometimes you just have to do what you got to do, but you know, at least stand your ground.
Right, for sure.
We got your back, Matthew.
Like, y'all just dropped yeah, for sure. Like, y'all just dropped the hella gems on me. I didn't even take all of it, but I took what resonates.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was also gonna say something to you. I forgot. I kind of lost it. But yeah, man, just protecting your energy, protecting your space, doing what you can. And I know what I was gonna. I remembered you said something about like the emotional dump. That's something that I had to work on myself, at least being on the receiving end. So the way to combat that is, you know, just take a moment and be like, hey, do you have the energy for this? Can I share something with you? It's kind of heavy. It's not good news. You know, and that's kind of how you combat it. Or when that happens to you, a bro, a sis, a friend, family, whatever, I'm kind of sensitive to these energies. Like, it really weighs heavily on my mental. So if you don't mind, you know, I'm here for you, but just, you know, check and see where I'm at mentally before you share certain things with me. And that's, you know, ain't nothing about that abrasive or anything. And if they have a problem with it, they're just not for you. They're just not for you.
Yeah, like, honestly, I've been like, bro, I've been protecting my energy. Like, if that happens to me, I just leave, or I'll just exit the situation, because it's just like, I gotta do what's best for me. If you don't like me leaving, then like, that's not. I don't gotta deal with that problem. Like, I don't gotta deal with that problem. Like, I'm not trying to like just cut nobody off, but at the same time, like, well,
hey, sometimes that's what it takes.
Social distance.
Hey.
6 feet.
Hey. Siobhan, did you have something you want to share, love? Hey.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, I can relate to Matthew with the emotional dumping. I was always that friend. I got even quoted that is always that ear to listen. And I realized it was just, like, really draining my energy. Like, I didn't really know how to manage it. So I just told all my friends, like, hey, I'm not accepting any calls right now, then feel free to text or call me. Text or like voice message. Said I love you, but then there's a part of me that's like, oh, I want to be there for them. But it's like I have to protect my energy too. So
yeah, because if not, you'll never be able to be there for them.
There's different ways we can also support others through their challenging times. The only one isn't just listening and taking on the entire situation. So I think I really like Akivia. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
You said it right. Thank you.
Okay, very pretty name.
Thank you.
I really love what you shared about kind of giving that preface. I have something kind of heavy to share, or this, that, and the other. Do you have some capacity for that, or if you're on the receiving end, just putting that boundary up. And if you would like, you can always share. I'm not able to, listen and kind of have this conversation, but I would love to support you via prayer. Let me know if I can drop food off. There's different ways that we can support folks through their things without joining in on the war with them. And that kind of goes to Matthew, what you shared. I'm sending you all the energy with your home situation, because as someone who's had rocky home situations, it's just always the worst. And it feels really good when you can have that serene and sacred space in your home space. And with your roommate who lashed out on you and the house, I have my great grandmother, who is still living, actually experiences bipolar disorder, and something that we've practiced or had to learn is kind of, as much as it hurts, like the different things that may come out when she is experiencing that, I just kind of I receive it as she's talking out loud, and she's getting out her stuff, and I am here, and my energy or whatever is still familiar to her, even in this state where you can look into someone's eyes and see they're not like there, I guess, in the way that you have experienced them before. And so that's helped to just kind of be like, all right, just as if somebody was talking. But I think on top of that those protection rituals are so important. Praying over yourself, calling onto your energy, showering. Someone mentioned that, and as like picturing those energies falling off of you. And I would say, just like, I guess, a more practical thing, if you have stuff within the house that is really special to you, I would personally start to kind of put that in my personal space, like in my room, just in case if that is to happen again. Something that's sentimental to you doesn't get caught up in it, and then you really get triggered by it because it hits more personal. But it's a lot of projections, and I hope you can find some practices to help to distance you from that, and still keep some sanity in your life and some peace in your own space as well. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I took all my stuff. I put it in my room. She ain't touched that. I got renter's insurance. That's crazy. I got renter's insurance.
That's crazy, because I was gonna be like, insurance. Next thing, get insurance.
Yeah, like, bro, somebody called me from talking about you should get renter's insurance like 2 days before that joint happened. I'm like, no, I don't need renter's insurance. I definitely got that joint now.
Spirit used somebody to warn you, so definitely don't chunk it off.
Real talk.
So I am just going to pull an affirmation card for each element for this new moon energy. Let's see. I'm going to start with Earth signs. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So we give us some affirmations for Earth signs for the Aquarius new moon energy. Okay, so for Earth signs, this card says, I trust my journey and there's a little map on there. It says, move forward in life with the certainty that you are on a journey that is headed in a positive direction. When you hold steadily to your vision, understand that reaching the final destination will be worth it. The roadmap of life is ever changing and leading you towards your destiny. So sounds like earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm really just tapping into sun energy only right now, but understanding that, you know, curveballs will happen and really making peace in the midst of chaotic situations. That's so funny because that's literally a part of my life purpose, being the Scorpio North Node and a Taurus South Node. It's easy for me to just, you know, cling on to the materials of it all and cling on to like my comfort level, my comfort zone. So that's what it sounds like. Trusting and understanding that, you know, the things that do happen are not, they are not, what's the word that I'm looking for? Definite. This is not a forever type of energy. I'm gonna go with air signs next. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra signs. Whoa. What? A lot of stuff came out. What in the world? Wow. Okay, so we got, my power is absolute. And it says, you hold an immense amount of untapped power and potential within your being. The possibilities are endless when using your natural talents to impact others as well as yourself. Start with the awareness that you hold this power within and allow everything else to fall in place. So that's just really talking about the inner power that air signs have. Tapping deeper into that and not being so just go with the flow, you know, passive type of energy. It's like, you know, just like how Adrian was saying, like, are you going to stand your ground or not? And, you know, if you're going to stand your ground, then while you're standing that ground, you know, tap into the things that give you power in those moments. And then the second card, it says, I accept abundance. Abundance is available to you when you expect and accept it. I'll read that again. Abundance is available to you when you accept and expect it. Abundance can come in many forms, including love, time, finances, etc. Claim it as your own and be willing to accept it when it comes. So it sounds like air signs is, yeah, it's no more just going with the flow and accepting what happens to me. Like, no, it's like, you know, expecting to be respected, expecting to be reciprocated, expecting to receive as much as you do give as well. And that really touches me for you, Matthew, because I see you're a Libra sun and you might not understand, but you're meant to be a vessel of harmony, and that could be a little bit uncomfortable for you, especially since like a lot of the things that go around you, they're just not, it's not your energy. But you know, remembering who you are and knowing that you don't have to just accept what's going on. Like, you can harness into some more power and, you know, focus back onto the things that make you happy and make you feel abundant and prosperous.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna go for water signs. What is that? Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Wow, that's dope. It says, my intuition is the perfect guide. It says, trust your gut. There is nothing more reliable than your natural instincts and intuition. Open your third eye and allow it to lead you through your day. And in decision making, you are being divinely guided. So, my sun signs, my water sun signs, y'all, we have this natural gift of you know, intuition. So we definitely got to use it and learn to trust beyond what we can see. So, you know, just knowing that a lot of the answers come from within. You are your own inner compass. You are your GPS system. And I think also what's coming through for water signs is that you have the ability to change the weather if you don't like the weather. It's kind of, it's a little bit a little bit relative to air signs as well. Like, you don't have to just accept what's going on. There's a way to maneuver around these things, and that's not to say I'm avoiding responsibility, I'm avoiding discipline, but it's just like, you know, making it work for you and trusting yourself, and not always looking to, you know, your loved ones to tell you what to do. Or because I feel like water signs, like, they definitely want to share a lot of like what they're going through and stuff like that. And like, I have a Cancer cousin, love her, but she'll watch readings all day long, but, you know, not understanding that she's a reader herself. You know, she's intuitive herself too. So that's that. And then fire. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Dang, that came out quick. Oh, snap. It says, I practice forgiveness. And it says, forgiveness is freeing. By forgiving yourself and others, you allow yourself to move forward with confidence and peace. Open up to all the love and joy you deserve by letting go of what no longer serves you. So that's pretty big. What's coming through for me for fire signs is like forgiving yourself for things not working out the way that you wanted it to. And because I don't know, there's something also coming through there. Like, there's like a loss of power or a loss of position in forgiving. But that's not true. Like, forgiveness is a powerful thing to do. Like, it's not easy. And so forgiveness really does clear up your heart space and allow so much other things to come through. So if you happen to be a fire sun sign, and you might be going through a little bit of ego death, that's okay. You know, it's like I say, this all this Aquarius energy, we're breaking free of constructs. So even if that's, you know, something, a construct that you placed on yourself or that others placed on you, there is power in forgiving. And, you know, essentially it's about you. It's not even really about the other person. So yeah, that's what I got.
Thank you for that.
My pleasure. This was very dope. I'm so glad that y'all came in here with me. I'm actually going to do the remainder of February readings for all the elements on my YouTube. So feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's that same name as my Cash App up there. Or you can just go straight to YouTube and put in The Spiritual World. It's spelled the same way on here. And yeah, I have plenty of timeless pick a card readings and all type of cool stuff on there. And I'll be uploading more content on there. I'm actually going to give away like $100 worth of products and services when I reach 1,000 subscribers on there. I'm like at 509. So yeah. And I'm doing the same thing for Instagram and Twitter as well. So every time any one of those platforms gets to 1,000, I'll be giving away my first 100. So Twitter is almost there. I think the only ones that are halfway there is like Instagram and YouTube. So yeah. And I'm also doing donation-based readings. Thank you, Matthew. I'm doing donation-based readings. If anybody wants to inquire about those things, you can hit me up on Instagram. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm talking to y'all on Clubhouse, but I'm recording live on Instagram. So I'm gonna take this video, download it, and upload it to YouTube. But if you want the written transcript, like my notes, just DM me on Instagram and I'll send it to you.
I have a question. Did you do earth signs?
I did.
I'm having trouble with sig. Oh, okay.
I think earth signs was the first one that I pulled for. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be uploaded to YouTube.
My
so
signal
no
keeps
worries.
going. Oh, it's gonna be on YouTube. Okay.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna follow you and subscribe.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody got any last questions, comments, concerns? Make sure that let me see. Well, I think if you click the name at the top, like the Clubhouse name, I think it won't allow you to be a part of the group, but just to follow it. But I'm gonna go in and invite you guys to the group. So we can keep in touch and keep this thing going. Shout out to Jen again. She's the reason why I did this, because I was like, no, just sitting on my nerdy intuition and all that stuff. And she was like, no, you should share. I think you should share what's going on. And I was like, for real? Why would Spirit do that? Because they know if it comes from Jen, I gotta listen.
Yay.
So thank y'all for being here with me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully we'll be talking again soon.
Later. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That's a wrap. All right, I'm gonna take this video and I'm going to download it and upload it to YouTube. So hopefully you guys caught all the good teas and the conversation that we had. If not, you'll be able to catch it on YouTube. Bye.